2026 is the year you'll finally learn Spanish. And if you don't know how just yet, don't go anywhere, because in this video, I will show you exactly what to do, what to stop doing, and how to build fluency in a way that's realistic and sustainable. Make sure you stay with me until the end, because that's where I show you how to stop waiting and start speaking right away. First things first, your goals. And yes, this is where most people mess it up. In January, everyone gets a bit carried away. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm drinking less. I'm finally going to be fluent in Spanish. I've been there, done that. And then real life just happens. Your routine comes back and all that new year, new me motivation disappears and your Spanish learning goals die in the corner. Saying, I want to be conversational in 6 months sounds cute on paper, but honestly, it's vague, it's abstract and a bit hard to measure. So instead, go smaller, go specific. For example, I want to have a 10-minute conversation in Spanish without switching to English. Or I want to go to a restaurant and order my entire meal in Spanish. These goals actually mean something. They're realistic, measurable, and they're motivating. You know exactly what you're working towards, and you get little victories along the way to celebrate instead of feeling like you're constantly failing. And listen to this. Your goals are not set in stone. If having a 10-minute conversation in Spanish feels like too much, make it 5. If you smash it in 3 months and you want to aim for 30 minutes, go for it. Adjust as you go. This is your Spanish learning journey and no one else's. Moving on, let's talk about vocabulary, because sacapuntas, really, if you're spending hours and hours memorizing random words like that one and then never using them again in a conversation, don't be surprised if they vanish from your head like 3 days later. Your brain is not broken, that's just normal. Instead, focus on learning vocabulary that's relevant to your life so you can talk about your routine, your passions, your opinions on different subjects, or that weird thing that happened to you yesterday. In other words, learn things you'd actually say to a friend in a conversation. And same thing happens with grammar. So many students buy these crazy expensive grammar books and then spend months memorizing rules and exceptions and conjugation tables with no context, no purpose, and completely disconnected from real life. And don't get me wrong, grammar matters, but knowing all the conjugations of comer in every tense and mood won't magically make you speak Spanish. Grammar is a tool to communicate, and it only makes sense when it's connected to meaning. So instead of thinking, today I'm going to learn the past tense, ask yourself, what do I want to talk about today? And learn the grammar you need for that. That's how it sticks. Now, tip number 4, and this is a really important one, because in 2026, you really need to build a habit. And no, I don't mean spending 2 hours studying Spanish every day. First of all, that's crazy. You have a life, a job, friends, family. Again, it's not realistic, and after a week you'll get burnt out and quit. What I mean is doing a little Spanish consistently. You're commuting, listen to something in Spanish. You're going to the supermarket, write your grocery shopping list in Spanish. It doesn't have to be big. It has to be something you can maintain over time. A lot of people rely on motivation, and the problem with that is that motivation comes and goes. That's okay, it happens to everyone, but habits rely on repetition. If Spanish feels like this big task that needs the perfect conditions, you'll keep postponing it. But if it's just a part of your everyday life, like brushing your teeth, then it becomes automatic, and that's how fluency is built. Next one. Run as fast as you can from these so-called Spanish gurus who promise you magic formulas to learn Spanish. If you won't get a six-pack after going to the gym for 30 days, what makes you think you're gonna achieve fluency in a foreign language in the same amount of time? Don't be ridiculous. Fluency is a process, and I'm sorry if this is not something you want to hear, but it takes time. Anyone who's trying to sell you these 30-day fluency programs is not being honest. They're just trying to take advantage of you and your desire to speak the language. You can't learn Spanish while you sleep. You can't learn Spanish without studying grammar. There are no shortcuts here, okay? So my suggestion, instead of chasing hacks, do your work, put on the effort, and follow teachers that talk to you like a human being and not like a sales funnel. If it sounds too good to be true, yeah, it probably is. Now, the moment you have been waiting for, the last tip. Don't wait until you feel ready to speak Spanish. Get ready by speaking. What I mean by that is start with what you have. Short sentences, broken sentences, Spanglish if needed. But the sooner you start speaking, Spanish stops being something you study and becomes something you use. Recently, I went to a language exchange with a friend of mine who's learning Spanish. She's a beginner and she can talk about basic stuff like her family, her job, her hobbies. And at some point, she said to me, "This is as far as I can get." And honestly, I think that's great, because that's a starting point. And from there, you build, you improve. Remember this, fluency isn't built in your head, it's built in your mouth. And if you won't speak Spanish, you have to actually speak. And maybe you're thinking, okay, Victoria, I won't speak, but I don't know where. Since you're still here, let me share with you 2 ways to get you started. First of all, look for language exchange meetings in your city. I use the app Meetup to find them, not sponsored by the way, and they're super fun. People usually wear a tag with their names on it and the languages they want to practice, grab a drink and just mingle. Everyone is there to practice, so if you're shy, don't worry about it, because we're all on the same boat and no one is there to judge you. If there are no meetups near you, or for whatever reason you can't go to one, you can always practice online. There are tons of apps for that. Tandem, HelloTalk, Interpulse. Try it, see how it feels. And this is how you study Spanish in 2026. I hope these tips help you and that you achieve all your linguistic goals this year. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be sharing so much more this 2026. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.